Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. So Devin and Lomachenko make weight, but it was done a little bit differently this time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel too. I forgot to mention that. But it was done a little differently. First of all, you could tell Devin's the A side because the weigh-in was done first thing this morning. I believe it was 9 o'clock. So he was able to get the weigh-in out the way at 9 o'clock, then come back, rehydrate, eat the rest of today and tomorrow. But the uniqueness of today's weigh-in is that later in the afternoon, these guys are looking to get on the scale with the cameras on, not behind closed doors. The purpose of that, I have no idea. But I'm going to tell you right now, I truly think they purposefully had that official weigh-in behind closed doors because of how the boxing community and just people as a whole in the sports world reacted to Devin Haney in his previous weigh-ins, especially his last two, where he looked ghoulish. He looked almost freakish, the weight cut. So I think they didn't want to go through that again. I think that was a little distracting for him. So they're going to see him rehydrated and looking healthy at the weigh-in this afternoon. That's my belief, and I don't mind being wrong. But I'm going to tell you something else, right? Just why would you have a weigh-in behind closed doors? That's some secret society stuff. You know, that's something like when Tyson Fury for that Deontay Wilder fight, and that second one where they put the towel over the camera. Well, you couldn't see what they were doing in there. Gamesmanship, maybe. Secret society allowing some foul play to take place, maybe. We don't know. Devin Haney just not wanting to deal with the BS from the media, seeing him look ghoulish with that and gaunt, weighing in under 135 pounds, maybe. Secret society stuff, allowing this man to really come in there and not be on weight. Who knows? Okay? I'm going to tend to believe they're doing the right thing. But it just doesn't make sense. I don't think I can ever recall where there was an official weigh-in that took place where it wasn't done live for everyone to see it. It's one thing if they didn't allow Lomachenko and his team to be there, which they were there, but it's just not open to the public. I mean, makes me wonder. But also, Devin Haney came in a pound overweight initially. I guess he had to drop the draws, and then he was able to make weight at 134.9 pounds. Lomachenko came in at 135. But I'm going to let you know right now, the more people talk about this, the more it seems to be boiling down to Devin Haney and the jab. The jab, the jab, the jab. Linares talked about it. Jojo Diaz talked about it. And everyone's talking about the Haney jab, the six-inch reach advantage, and how he's used that jab to win fights. It's an educated jab, smart jab. It's a well-timed jab, well-placed jab, upstairs, downstairs, and you can't take that away from the young Devin Haney. But the other thing that keeps coming up is Lomachenko and the experience, and you can't take that away from him. But I want to make sure that I underscore Lomachenko is a natural 126-pounder, fighting at 135 because he couldn't get fights. But I also want to foot stomp that Linares, Jojo Diaz, and others who have sparred Lomachenko or fought him and have sparred or fought Devin Haney too have said Lomachenko hits harder than Devin Haney. And let me tell you, if that proves to be true, this fight is going to be a tough fight for Devin Haney, as well for Lomachenko, because it's all about, for me, is Devin Haney keeping it simple. Jab, and it is what it is. Just stick to the jab. I Corte him and win the fight. But if Lomachenko can get beyond the jab, we got a problem. Linares said something. He said when he fought Devin Haney, he didn't have a chance to train because he was in Japan. And while he was there, he didn't have a time to train properly for Devin Haney because he couldn't get someone to come in kind of emulate his style. So in the first 5 or 6 rounds, he realized that he was behind, and then he was able to figure him out. And then we saw what happened. Linares started having a lot of success. Had Linares had an opponent that can do his best to emulate Devin Haney's style in an 8-week training camp, who knows what would have happened in that fight. But neither here nor there. Haney beat him fair and square. Got to give Haney credit. But now he's facing Lomachenko, who's had all the time in the world, who has all the experience in the world, who's going to come in that ring more than ready for whatever Devin Haney brings. It's not like Devin Haney's a power puncher. And I am telling you, I just think this is going to be a close fight. Talk about fights being a chess match. But something else that I think people need to really understand is when we look at these things, like in particular, we start talking about these guys in the CompuBox, right? Look, when you look at Haney's last 8 fights and Loma's 19 pro fights, Devin Haney, as far as total punches, he's thrown about 45 around. Lomachenko's about 54 around. Okay? Now the lightweight average is 57.5. But you come and take a look at the average landed for Haney and Lomachenko. Lomachenko's landing a little bit more. You look at the overall percentage, as far as accuracy is 36, and body landed ratio, you can see Devin Haney's a little bit higher. Now, when you come and look at jabs, Devin Haney's putting out across a round, averaging 21, Lomachenko 26. Then you look at what's average landing, about 5%, Lomachenko's at 6%. So when you look at that, Lomachenko is edging him out in total punches thrown and landed, and also in the jabs. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to have that success with jabs against Devin Haney, but, we just have to wait and see. Then when it comes to power shots, again, average thrown around, Haney's about 24, Lomachenko's about 27. And you look at what's landing, Lomachenko is edging him out, man, about a little bit more than 4% more. And look at the percentage as far as accuracy. Lomachenko is damn near 50%. So when you look at this, these are facts. Okay, this isn't me making stuff up. It's very interesting to know that Lomachenko's been able to do this to big opponents. If he stayed at 126 and 130, he would continue to tranquilize people, but nobody wanted to fight him. He couldn't get the big fights. So he's at 135, fighting bigger guys, and he's still handling business. But when you continue to look at this and we get inside the numbers and we break this down a little bit more, right, it becomes interesting when you look at Haney is more economical as far as his punches thrown around, like we just covered, landing out and the percent of jabs being landed and everything. And look at what he's doing as far as that plus 12% plus or minus rating, at ranking him number 9 amongst all the other opponents. And you can take your time and read through the rest of these metrics when it comes to Devin Haney and Lomachenko. But the one thing that I do notice is neither gets hit with the jab that much. And Haney opponents landed just 2 per round, and Loma's opponents landed just about 2 per round as well. So that tells you a lot about Haney and Lomachenko. But I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to me and what I see for this weekend, I'm telling you, I just think this is going to be a very, very tough fight, man. And no matter what the public believes, as far as Devin Haney's going to wash him, Lomachenko's going to wash him, it's going to be a 50-50 fight. Let me tell you something. If you feel the jab is the key to winning this fight, I have to say, if that's the case, then Devin Haney should win the jab. I just can't see Lomachenko out jabbing Devin Haney. I think he'll land some jabs, but I just can't see him out jabbing Devin Haney. But I do think Lomachenko has the ability to negate the jab from not only Devin Haney, like he did his other opponents as well. And that's going to just force this into really a chess match. And it's going to be interesting. With everything that's going on and everything that's kind of up for grabs for this fight, it's just one of those things, man, where I think people need to really sit back and get their popcorn ready, because this is going to be one of those fan-friendly fights, and it's going to be boxing in its purest form. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I'm in the breeze.